How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zan over here with a brand new Nanatsu no Taizai discussion. And for today's segment, folks, we're going to be talking about Chapter 182, Unconditional Warmth. And yes, folks, this unconditional warmth that I'm talking about is from Nakabe, straight from himself, and not just the chapter title. Because, folks, Nakabe has finally given us the theories and predictions that everyone has thought, has finally shed onto some light onto the chapters. And yes, folks, everything is becoming true. It's very juicy and very sweet, Nakabe. I love the way that you're doing these whole entire chapters, folks. If you pay attention, folks, after this chapter, we're going to be some beautiful, beautiful storytelling wise right now. But yes, folks, continue on to the main book of the story, yes. It continued back from Elizabeth and Sataras going into Meliodas' mind, trying to figure out how they can revive him. But so far, they didn't really get anything, as we can see from the majority of this chapter. Yes, there was a lot of bulk of information that was bombarded on us, but they still didn't get to know how Meliodas is getting back. We know that he is coming back. In this chapter, it really stated that he is coming back because apparently there is a curse that Meliodas has on his body that does not let him die. Apparently, yes, folks, that this kind of curse that we are unaware of, or whoever placed this curse upon Meliodas, limits him from dying. And that is crazy because the fact that maybe that was his commandment when he was part of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not die. Thou shalt not kill. Maybe that's maybe that was his commandment. You know, that was very interesting when you were reading this entire chapter, because the fact that Meliodas is trapped in purgatory. Yes, folks, at the end of the chapter, he's trapped in purgatory. Somebody is speaking to him, a giant swirl, as you can see. It's kind of like a vortex, almost looks like it. And we don't know who he's talking to, but apparently he told the purgatory voice, I'm not going to stay as long. And I'm here like thinking, man, Meliodas, that's some balls right there. But apparently, it feels like maybe that Meliodas has done this so many times that maybe he's saying that, you know, I'm not going to stay here that long, man. Adios, mofo. I'm going to be out of here. That's what I kind of like about Meliodas' attitude. He's always been nonchalant, not really nonchalant, but he's just been straightforward too. He's a straightforward character. You know, he doesn't beat around the bush. He's just like, you know what? Okay, let's just do this. All right, do it. It's kind of like a little hardworking, you know, workaholic right there. You know, like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get my hands dirty. I'm gonna finish it today by tomorrow. You know, stuff like that. Like, that's how I feel like. He's like literally a workaholic. But very entertaining. Meliodas is very entertaining. Each chapter he's always introduced. And I love the fact that in this chapter, when they explained throughout the whole entire chapters, how when I was telling you guys a little bit earlier, is that, you know, they said that these predictions that everybody thought and theories about Elizabeth and Meliodas, they're all coming true because of the fact that, yes, folks, in the beginning of this chapter, ooh, this juicy, juicy chapter that it brought forth. Oh, man. Yes, folks. Elizabeth is Liz, or her reincarnation. That is what this is crazy, you know. Like, I'm seeing that Nakabe really is kind of throwing us right there. He's giving us small information, but he's throwing it slowly at a time. But it's slowly becoming like part of the grand scheme that he's trying to create right now, and I'm loving that. Like I said, I'm really loving that what he's doing right now. But and also from the looks of it too, Liz has no recollection of her memory. So we still don't know why she has no recollection of her memory if she's been reincarnated. Maybe that's the side effect of being reincarnated, that you lose your memories, but Meliodas is actually, you know, trying to help her bring back the memories. But maybe that's why he kind of gropes her, you know, half the time. Maybe that's why he's doing all this kind of stuff, which I kind of find hilarious, the fact that he does that. Maybe like, oh, maybe if I hold her tightly, she'll probably bring her memories back, and, you know, she'll think that, oh, Meliodas, you're back in again. But no, I'm assuming that's all just for comedic purposes. But so kind of begs to differ with like why Elizabeth doesn't have her memories back, or maybe something might have to trigger memories, because the fact that if it's reincarnation, that means her soul must be going on to different types of bodies, but the mind is not aware or something like that. Maybe it's too much of a shock or something. It's kind of crazy how Nakabe's kind of going with this. And we also get to see that Meliodas is the first time we've seen him angry over protecting Elizabeth. That was intense. We actually saw it back in the earlier chapters when that one witch stole Elizabeth from Meliodas right in front of his eyes, and he yelled down and like almost destroyed the boar's hat and said, "God," like he was like cursing and yelling, and you're here kind of wondering, like, that's the only other time that we see Meliodas that frustrated, and that's what it kind of, like I said, like I find this chapter like very entertaining, like we get to see like a little bit of side effects of Meliodas. And folks, I'm so sorry, like there's just so much bombarded information in this chapter. There's just so much to talk about because of the fact that, yes, folks, not even including Elizabeth and about aspects and theories, predictions that she's Liz's reincarnation. We also get to witness that King Batra also has a giant play in this as well, because of the fact that with his vision power, he was able to oversee the future. And with him being able to oversee the future, he's actually the one that helped bring the 7 deadly sins together, folks. Yes, with the help of Merlin as well. In this chapter, we get to see that Merlin and King Batra worked together in order to bring the 7 deadly sins, and they actually each of them found them. And the real reason the 7 deadly sins were tasked in order together was really to defeat the 10 commandments, folks. Yes, like I said, this chapter was so bombarded with juicy information. It wasn't action. It was more, say, information and all these theories of revelations that they're just becoming true. Holy snap, the 7 deadly sins are here to take down the 10 commandments. Now, which I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to take them down. Because, we kind of saw the fact that the 7 deadly sins were a little weaker than the 10 commandments. And the 10 commandments kind of played a giant role in kind of obliterating Meliodas and the 7 deadly sins. So which kind of begs to differ that the 7 deadly sins can become stronger in these upcoming chapters. And not only stronger, but they probably are maybe assigned a specific one of the 10 commandments in order to take them down. Because when you look at it, they're each part of a different tribe. And maybe it's, how do I say, King is supposed to take down Gloxinia, or something like that, like, that's just like one example, like, it's just crazy how Nakabe is kind of doing this, because there's only 7 deadly sins in total, and there's 10, so, like, 2 of them have to, like, take, like, I'm trying to do the math here. That's just kind of like, there's still, 10 commandments have an odd number. I would say, I'm sorry, it's not even an odd number. It's just it's an even number, but they're clearly outnumbering the 7 deadly sins, which is kind of hilarious. But like I said, it's just like, you're kind of here wondering, like, how are they going to take them down? They're really outnumbered, and not just in terms of raw strength, but in terms of wisdom too, because the 10 commandments aren't just necessarily weak characters. They know what they're up against, so they take precautions. Just look at how they took down Meliodas in the recent chapters. It's not like they just went, oh, we're gonna attack you and that's just it. We're gonna bombard you with just magic and pure physical prowess. No, they actually had a plan. They set up a magic barrier for Meliodas, and they did all this kind of crazy shenanigans just so they can take Meliodas down. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of wondering, like, how are these characters gonna take down the 10 commandments? That's crazy. And then, like I said, it's bringing an air of intense curiosity for us viewers as to how they're going to do this. That I'm personally interested in how the 7 deadly sins are going to do this themselves. But like I said, folks, a lot of theories and predictions are really coming true in these upcoming chapters. And I love the fact that this chapter kind of finished off back into Meliodas' memories, like recollection. It finished and all that. So we get to know that Meliodas is going to come back, but we don't know how. And I believe his part mainly has to do with maybe his commandment itself, thou shalt not kill, or maybe thou shalt not die, or maybe it's something along the line. It has to be something regarding with death itself. It just has to be something towards that kind of line. But like I said, folks, Meliodas, you know, I'm kind of glad that our hero's coming back. I'm hoping that he comes back at least in 5 more chapters, or at least the next chapter they're gonna be showing more along the lines as what the other sins are doing as well, because they mentioned the sins are gonna be taken out in this chapter. So in the next chapter, they're probably gonna be starting to go forth and sidetrack into what the 7 deadly sins are doing right now, because so far they haven't even shown nothing of what the 7 deadly sins are doing. They've shown Arthur what he's doing right now in Britannia itself, but the 7 deadly sins, nothing of them is being shed on us viewers. I'm kind of hoping that they kind of do that in the next later chapters. But like I said, folks, Unconditional Warmth, it was a beautiful chapter in itself. It's not because of the story, just because of the information they brought by. It's like Nakabe is finally putting everything together and saying, alright viewers, you know, this is it. Your moment you all been waiting for me to finally tell you guys what's really gonna happen in these chapters, you know, and that's hilarious. That is hilarious, you know. And I love the fact that there was a little comedy spoof right there in itself. They're going back at it with Zataras being the, you know, I can say the weak binge drinker. You know, he really can't handle his liquor. They kind of keep using that with Zataras. You know, he can't. His stomach is. They're basically saying that, you know, when it comes to food and drinks, he's very weak when it comes to that. He's like this all-powerful warrior who could take down and slay demons and destroy knights in one single swoop. But apparently, if you give him 1 bottle of beer, that will be his downfall. That's the that's the way I kind of see the way they're kind of with his Zataras. You know, like he's this all-powerful character, but he can't hold his liquor. That's hilarious. You know, like that's his weakness. I love the way, like I said, Nakabe is doing, like, showing off a little bit of comedy release, and you know, and it being into a total serious chapter, and then bringing it down into the way the chapter ends. You know, like I said, this chapter is very warm in itself, and I'm pretty sure you viewers out there are loving this chapter as much as I do. Like I said, folks, let me know what you guys think about this chapter. What are your thoughts and speculations now on these upcoming chapters? What sin do you think is now designed to attack one of the 10 commandments? Or is each sin designed to take down 2 of the 10 commandments? Or is it 1? Or like I said, like I'm kind of speculating here at the same time as to what really is going on, or what Nakabe's kind of thinking in itself. But like we're all kind of getting a little like a little diagram of like how he's kind of setting up these chapters as well. And also, folks, how do you guys think Meliodas is coming back? Since like I said, because of this curse that he apparently has, you know, it's apparently being lifted. Maybe they have to bring him to a certain location for him now to like get revived. Maybe that's what his curse might be. Like I said, the curse doesn't necessarily have to be on his body. It could be a curse placed on him on a certain place. Maybe they have to go back to the place where he originally destroyed like a whole town, and maybe there he might get revived. And also, folks, what do you guys think of Liz's reincarnation? What were you guys' thoughts? I sure as hell was not really not mine, but I'm just like, I can't believe I'm sorry, Nakabe finally stated that in his chapters. You know, that's just great right there. But like I said, folks, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this chapter. Like I said, I personally enjoyed it. But what are your guys' thoughts on it? Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about it. And as folks, have a wonderful day. This is Mr. Zen, signing out.